Hey everybody, it's Katie. Are you very newly pregnant or hoping to be very newly pregnant here soon? If so, this video is aimed at you today. I want to talk about the importance of good food while you are pregnant. It can be a pretty big deal. With both of my pregnancies, I knew that I wanted to be as healthy as possible, but what I didn't understand is what first trimester is like. The first trimester is actually more along the lines of, what can I eat out of my cupboard that's not going to make me or feel queasy, or, what can I eat actually is not so much of what shouldn't I eat, what can I eat? So, and that could range. That could be like, well, yeah, today I feel, a salad sounds really good. And then the next day you're like, salad, I want a cup of noodle today, or, I'm going to have some chicken nuggets or something like that. Let me just say, I fully understand that eating healthy or eating things that are deemed healthy might not be so easy during the first trimester. And my advice for you and my encouragement would be just to eat as best you can during your first trimester. But if you end up eating McDonald's and cup of noodle, because that's really the only thing that sounds good, just do your best. It is what it is. Now, second and third trimester, different story. Actually, I've grown up hearing, you're eating for two now. And I thought, okay, eating for two. Well, then when I got pregnant, I actually started kind of paying attention to what that really meant. And I was so disappointed to find out that that's not really true. We probably really shouldn't be eating for two. And I actually think that there's been studies done that show you actually only need, it's a couple hundred calories more than, what you're taking in now, which is so lame and disappointing. Because I'm like, I am eating for two. Hello, I'm, growing this child here. When I found that out, I thought, okay, well, that does kind of make sense, because when you think about it, the baby is actually taking everything that it needs and wants to grow first, and then whatever's left over is, kind of what you get. So back to the second and third trimester. When you get into that safe zone and food starts to actually, smell better and look better, and you can kind of get a little bit more into a little bit of a routine, that's when you can start to pay a little bit more attention about the healthy food that you're eating. Now, what's healthy? I'm not a dietitian and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking to you about what you should be eating. I think many of us have a pretty good idea of what healthy food is. But I will say that fried food, fast food, if it's fast and easy, it's probably not super healthy. So am I saying don't eat it? No, I'm not, because you're pregnant. You got to have something going on. And if ice cream is what sounds good, then eat ice cream. What I am saying is don't use your pregnancy as an excuse to eat really poorly. So what I tried to do during my second and third trimester was I tried to do as little fast food as possible. And I'm talking about like the fried and the greasy stuff. There's certainly some fast food restaurants that are better than others, but I did try to stay away from that as much as possible. I tried to do my veggies, and some days or weeks that actually looked like going and getting a fresh juice or something like that, going to like a juice bar and having them squeeze the kale mixed with apples and all that, and just kind of drinking it down, and because sometimes it didn't sound good, but also sometimes vegetables didn't sound good, so you need to get it in there somehow. So my encouragement for you is to figure out what's healthy, what you want to eat, talk to your doctor or your provider, and figure out the healthy foods that you should be focusing on, and go for it. So you might be asking, why is this important? Let me explain a little bit. With my first pregnancy, I stopped counting and I stopped allowing the midwives to tell me how much weight I gained when I hit 50 pounds. For me, that was a pretty big deal, and I know some of it was water weight towards the end, fine, but it was a lot, and I could feel it in my back, in my joints, in my knees, my ankles. I would get winded when I would go up and down the stairs, even though I was still exercising. You're gonna gain weight no matter what, because you've got, you're growing a baby, and there's a lot of stuff involved with that, a lot of blood, a lot of fluid, and then there's a baby. So you are gonna gain some weight, but having more weight on top of that is definitely puts strain on your body, unnecessary strain, and it makes the pregnancy, in my experience, it made my first pregnancy much more difficult than my second pregnancy. With my second baby, I gained about 28 pounds, and I worked out all the way up until about a week until I delivered. And I actually worked out with my first one as well, but for whatever reason, I didn't gain quite as much. I was a little bit more careful with what I ate, and probably helped that the first trimester I didn't eat anything because nothing sounded good. I was pretty sure that I was going to die. But the second time around, I can tell you that throughout my pregnancy, it was easier to move. It was easier to walk. My joints didn't hurt as much. My back didn't hurt as much. And labor, though it was very quick, labor was actually quite a bit easier. It was easier for me to get in different positions and move around versus being a little bit larger with my first and having a little bit harder time laboring. So that's why it was important for me. I think it truly made a difference. When you think about the miracle of pregnancy and what actually is happening, it's easy to want to feed your baby good stuff. And again, you figure out what's good for you. You talk to your doctor. You do your own research and figure out what to you means healthy. Some people take it to a very extreme, and some people don't pay attention to it at all. And I'd say I was probably somewhere in the middle. I was, like I said, I'm growing a human, or I was growing a baby, and so that, this little baby starts out just this tiny little baby, but eventually is going to come out a 6, 7, 8 pound child, and so they need good stuff to grow, and good stuff is typically not found in nothing but fast food. I hate to say it because I love me some In-N-Out burger, but that's not all I would need to grow a healthy child. One little tip I want to share really quick that I did with both of my pregnancies was building up my iron stores in my body. It's important to have good iron levels, and early on they said, well, we need to get your iron up, and here's some pills, and I would take them, and they were the big horse pills, so they would get stuck in my throat. So first of all, that's disgusting, just what every pregnant woman wants. So I said, is there anything else that I can do? And they said, oh yeah, you can take this stuff. It's called Floridix, and it's a liquid iron supplement. And I would just throw that in my smoothies in the morning, or I would mix it with some water and kind of just chug it down, because it's not the best tasting. It's definitely better than getting the pill in your throat. But another little trick that I learned, and I did with both my girls, and I had amazing iron levels with both of them, is I cooked with cast iron. So, when you think about it, back before there were iron supplements and most people used the cast iron pots and pans, it's a really great way to build up your iron a little bit. So, those are just 2 little tips on the side there for helping with making good choices and healthy food and building up your iron stores. All right, well, that's it. Guys, we have a Facebook page and we have a blog. If you'd like to check us out there, that would be awesome. And also, if you'd like to be a subscriber, you can go ahead and click on the little subscribe button. We would love that, to have you join along with us on our journey. And last of all, if you liked the video, please click like. And if you feel like this would be helpful for any of your mama friends or soon-to-be mama friends, we'd be honored if you would share the video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and hopefully we will see you again next week when we do our next video.